Screen juice.
Hello again everyone, I'm Dave from Screen Juice, and today I'm going to be talking about the Netflix movie Six Underground. This movie is an action thriller with an emphasis on the action, directed by Michael Bay. The actually seven characters that the title's referring to are played by Ryan Reynolds, Mélanie Laurent, Manuel Garcia-Rulfo, Ben Hardy, Adria Arjona, Dave Franco, and Corey Hawkins. So let's get to it.
Best part about shooting with Michael Bay? I don't know, a lot of people would say the action, but for me it's the stillness, you know? It's like those quiet moments. The character, you sort of feel it, you're looking like you're lost in the character's eyes. Those are the moments for me, I think.
That video was posted on social media by Ryan Reynolds over a year before the movie was released, and it tells you exactly what to expect from this movie, as well as showing that the filmmakers were very aware of the kind of movie they were making. Much like in that video, if there is a message hidden somewhere in the movie, stop looking for it, because it's going to be drowned out by noise, as Michael Bay out-Michael Bays himself. But you know what? That is exactly what it's supposed to be, and there is nothing wrong with that. The screenplay was written by Paul Wernick and Rhett Reese, who have previously been credited with Deadpool, Zombieland, and the respective sequels, but also Cruel Intentions 3? The story centres around a super rich billionaire who faked his own death so that he could form a collective of vigilantes who will take out the baddest of bad guys who are so evil and well connected that governments won't touch them. The plot follows this group as they stage a coup d'etat to overthrow a villainous dictator and replace him with his much nicer brother. But if you're expecting some kind of political thriller, you're going to be disappointed. This hint at a plot only serves as the dish on which to serve the real meat of the movie. The film serves up supercars, supermodels, and super violence with a side order of adrenaline. The colours are vibrant, the action is slick, and everything from the backgrounds to the close-ups are beautiful and sexy. This is Michael Bay doing what Michael Bay does, and it's one of those movies that allows you to sit back with friends and wince as some bad guys are thrown around in some truly gruesome ways. The film lasts a little over 2 hours, and it rarely stops to catch its breath. There is a short opening monologue which is followed by an almost 20-minute car chase that throws you around the tight streets of Florence and also to the dizzying heights of the Santa Maria Cathedral. As for stunts and effects, this is really the director's bread and butter. This is what he does. Each locale we visit is shown off with sweeping camera angles, just so we can see how fantastic it is before it's used as another playground for a gunfight, a car chase, or, and this was fun, a giant magnet causing destruction. That said, I couldn't help but be pulled a little bit out of my adrenaline-fueled reverie when cars would flip or even split in two in ways that defied the laws of physics and were clearly coming off a ramp or using a pneumatic device. There were also some continuity issues, like the wing mirror of a car being knocked off only to appear again just a moment later. Speaking of stunts, remember that video that Ryan Reynolds posted? Well, if you look in the background, you can find him filming it. It's goofy, and I can't tell if it was intended or not, but for me it all adds to the fun and reminds me that the movie just isn't taking itself too seriously. The action is also constantly being punctuated with a thumping soundtrack with songs from artists such as Muse and The Score. Sometimes these musical cues hit the sweet spot, and other times it does feel like a cheap gimmick. There is an original score as well, and it plays its part rather well. It's varied, well executed, and sort of just fills the holes between other material. At least until the very end, when it takes centre stage with the Zimmer-esque one but not done. It sounds very good, and also very much like someone watched the end of Inception and said, that's it, that's what I want it to sound like. And yeah, it sort of does sound like that. Against all of these fireworks, we have a very decent collection of performers. Reynolds stands front and centre, of course, and it's his quick humour, immediate likeability, and ability to switch on the drama when required that carry this movie for me. I'd also be willing to guess that many of his best lines were just ad-libs that he came up with on set. The rest of our squad of vigilantes play their parts very well. I have to say that Mélanie Laurent was just so cool in this movie. Sexy, confident, competent, and mysterious. She was a complete and utter badass. And I would love to see more of her in action roles like this. Overall, I really had fun watching Six Underground. Yes, there are plot holes and loose ends all over the place. Yes, it lacks a deeper message and at times feels like a video game that strings you along from one action set piece to another. But that is all it's trying to be. It's a supercharged, adrenaline-fueled, blisteringly quick Michael Bay explosion fest. But if that's all you're looking for and can switch off your analytical mind for a couple of hours, just hop in. Enjoy the ride. That was Six Underground, and I've been Dave for Screen Juice. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe to keep seeing more. If you have any suggestions for movies I should take a look at, please leave a comment below. And thank you for watching.